Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's K-E-S-H-W-A-N-I. Keshwani. We are here because we want to prepare for the GMAT. We have been solving GMAT math problems out of this book here, GMAT Review, the official guide, the 13th edition. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. You're going to need it. The problem that we are about to solve is the one that you will find on page number 281, and today is our lesson number 92. Please turn to page 281. Problem number 72 is what we are about to do. In problem 72, they tell us m is an integer. M is an integer. The question simply is m odd? That's all they're asking. Is m odd? Given the fact that if it is integer, is it odd? In the first statement they tell us that m over 2 happens to be not even. M over 2 is not even. Well, let's try it out. Let's try to plug in a value for m, an even number and an odd number. Let's see what happens. So if m happens to be even, for example 6 over 2 is odd. So that works because we are told that m over 2 is not even. M over 2 is not even, it is odd. What happens if m happens to be odd? If m happens to be an odd number, for example 7 over 2, well 7 over 2 is also not even. It's also not even. The fact that 7 over 2 is not even an integer is not the point here. The point here is that 7 over 2 is not even, as they tell us. M over 2 is not even. M over 2 is not even when m is odd, and m over 2 is not even when m is even. So which one is it? Is it even or is it odd? To which our answer would be, we can't tell. We cannot tell. It's not enough. The first statement is not enough. A, D, B, C, E. Since the first statement by itself does not work, the answer cannot be A or D. Let's look at second statement. In the second statement they tell us that m minus 3 is even. M minus 3 is even. Well, 3 is an odd number. If an odd number is subtracted from a number and the result is even, that number must also be odd. Must also be odd. Because odd minus odd equals even. Odd minus odd equals even. For example, 7 minus 3 is even. 9 minus 3 is even. 11 minus 7 is even. Odd minus odd is even. So if 3 is odd, which of course it is, 3 is an odd number, therefore m must also be odd for their difference to be even. So the second statement clearly does tell us that m must be odd. Second statement answers our question. Is m odd? The answer is yes, it is. The answer is B. Let's look at the next one, shall we? The next problem. '73. Let's see what they're asking in 73. Oh, 73 is too childish, too babyish. They give us a triangle here. They tell us that this is 45 degrees, this is 90 degrees, A, B, C, and D. And the question simply is, what's the area of triangle ABC? Now, area of a triangle we know is 1/2 base times height. It is half of the product of base and height. Let's see what they tell us. In the first statement, they tell us that BD times AC equals 20. Oh, what do you know? BD right here, this is our BD here, that's our height. And A to C rather, A to C is our base. So they tell you what height times base is. They tell you that height times base is 20, or base times height is 20, therefore the area is half of it. The first statement clearly does the job. Since the first statement works, A, D, B, C, E. Since the first statement does turn out to be sufficient, the answer cannot be B, C, or E. The answer would have to be either A or a D. In the second statement, they tell us that x equals 45 degrees. Let's take a look at it here. X equals 45 degrees. So this is 45 degrees. Since this is 90, therefore this is 90. And if this angle is 90, this is 45. So all we gather from this is that this side equals that side. In other words, A to D equals B to D. All this tells us is that, all this implies is that AD equals BD. AD equals BD. In other words, what this tells us is that for this particular triangle, the base is same as height. But we still cannot answer the question how much is the area of the triangle without knowing either the base or the height, which in this case they are equal. Since we do not know the measurement of height or base, either way you like it, because they are equal, we cannot figure out what the area of the triangle would be. Second statement is worthless. Therefore the answer is A. The answer is A. Let's see what we have next one. Let's save the next one for tomorrow, okay? I'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.